Good morning and welcome to Newspaper Review. I am Moses Humphrey.
And I am Chukwuma Okoro. Thanks for joining us.
And yes, of course, we have Dele Fanimo, who is a reporter and also a public affairs commentator. He joins the conversation. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Moses Chukwuma.
Yes, we have Barrister Darlington Agumwa, also a public affairs commentator, VOP in-house analyst. Barrister, good morning to you. Welcome to Newspaper Review.
Good morning, Moses Okoro, and what was that his name now?
That was intentionally
morning,
done. Low blow. Okay, so now let's dive into it. Of course, the Punch has this headline. It's a very, it's a bold one. I think you can also find it in some other dailies. Panic in ADC as EFCC goes after key members. EFCC grills coalition member Tambuwal over 189 billion naira fraud. Insists on probe. Key coalition members push back as anti-graft body summons 3 ex-governors. Now that, of course, is the big story. I'd like us to start with that one. Let's see if we can get some more context to that story. Now, we hear, as reported by the Punch newspaper, that panic has gripped the African Democratic Congress ADC as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission allegedly targets key members of the 2027 coalition who are working to unseat President Bola Tinubu at the 2027 elections. Now, this comes as the EFCC yesterday interrogated former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal, a member of the coalition, over an alleged fraudulent cash withdrawals amounting to 189 billion naira. And this money was withdrawn cash from 189 billion. I started to ask myself, how would they transport this kind of money? It has to be a bullion van. 189 billion. So yes, is this
as you ask how they will transport this cash, you should also ask which bank.
Big bank will give you that much.
That much.
It can't be one tranche.
No, maybe not in one tranche.
It cannot be. What happened is that, most times, because of our system, remember this happened when he was in office. If you check the time.
For 8 years.
Yes, as at that time, this cashless economy thing have not picked up. It has not picked up.
Tambuwal just finished in 2013.
So look at from that time till now.
2023. In 2023.
Now, from that time till now, something that happened within that period. What was EFCC doing that they did not go for him or they did not go after him? You see, if you want to do something for God's sake, we have been saying, look, we have this ridiculous way of doing, this childish way of doing things. For me, I don't like it. It looks so ridiculous.
But you call it childish and ridiculous. They call it business.
No, look, you
or they call it politics.
No, you target opposition. Meanwhile, the real culprits. Why not start from the low-hanging fruits according to them? The low-hanging fruits are the one happening before our very eyes now. Things you can hold on to.
Like
the ones that are going on now, the corruption now, NNPC, Hadi Sareki and whatever. These are the ones that everybody can, identify with that happen now.
You see,
Why not start from here to tell us that Tinubu is fighting corruption? You don't start with opposition. Because if PDP had been harassing APC and all their leaders and what they did, even Tinubu would not even be in office by now. Maybe he would be serving a jail term. But they allowed them, give them all the free hands and all that. And now, they are now facing opposition. Meanwhile, their real members, APC members, are the ones now eating up Nigeria. and you are not even looking in that direction. You just pretend as if you didn't see anything. We are looking for 210 trillion naira. It does not bother anybody. You just pretend. As if you get that kind of money, are we going to borrow money again, Mr. Okoro? If that money should be, but somebody is in somebody's hands.
Well, the ADC has issued a statement, and the statement reads: in recent days, several senior members of the opposition coalition have received EFCC summons that are clearly politically motivated.
In fact,
these are not fresh cases arising from new evidence, but new files opened in reaction to emergent political affiliations to intimidate key opposition figures.
You see, my opinion about all this is a thief is a thief, no matter the coloration you give it. And I've always interrogated this fact that why is it that when a thief is caught, he will say, why me?
No, the question should be, why do you catch one thief and leave the other thief?
Wait. I am not.
And it has to be opposition members.
I'm not removing the fact that it should be holistic.
Okay.
I'm not removing that fact that it should be holistic. Whoever is suspected of stealing should be taken into custody
But
and interrogated.
That is not the situation.
Now, what I'm saying is, Tambuwa has a case, according to EFCC. Let him explain his rules in that episode. We're talking about an NPC, 210 trillion naira. It wasn't taken in a day. If you look at what is happening to Tambuwa today, it may not even take up to 10 billion naira at a time. You see, I have experienced some of these things. When people take 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 over a period of time, by the time they add it up and then confront you with the figure that you have taken, you will be contesting it until when you now see the data.
Okay. Then
What I'm saying is, NNPC is still being probed. Even when Ayelari is not likely to be the culprit. Ojulari, sorry. Ojulari may not likely be the culprit, but it needs time to bring out the documentation to confront this, so that people will know. But on the basis of vicarious liability, if somebody leaves an office and you come to that office, you have assumed the role of that person that had left. So it is for you to explain your role. It has happened to me when I took over the mantle of leadership in leadership newspaper. Those who signed dot checks, they were roaming the streets of Abuja, but I was the one that was arrested.
We need to put this thing in proper context and perspective. Now, the questions Nigerians are asking is, why will you go after a Tambuwa because he suddenly declared for ADC, and you will leave a go-to like Babio, who was also governor,
I'm telling you,
and has case to answer with EFCC, and you leave an OUK, Ojuzo Carlo, who has a case to answer with EFCC, and because both of them are in the APC, why would you leave them?
Ojukalu, was he not jailed?
No, but the case has been brought up again. You understand?
The case?
So what of Babio?
He was even
what of Babio?
Ojuzo Carlo was exonerated.
No, but the EFCC.
Was he exonerated?
Of course.
No, EFCC. The case is afresh again.
No. I don't think.
Let me tell you what happened.
The cases are fresh.
Hold on. Let me tell you what happened. Ojuzo Carlo was properly jailed by a court of competent decision.
Yes.
He even entered the prisons. All of a sudden, in order to free him and bring him back to their side, they now went back to a law propounded by Osibajo.
Barrister, I'm sorry. I don't want this OUK case to distract us.
No, it's not distracting.
We have a Godswill Akpabio. We have a Ganduje. Why are you not trying those people?
Apart from that, Hadi Sariki, who defrauded the one.
I am not defending those who are not.
Nobody is saying you are defending.
But what I'm saying is,
try everybody.
The fact that that was stealing.
Look at even the one that happened now. Look, even the one that happened now.
What we are saying now is that these people that are now, they are beaming the searchlight on these people. These are not the only people that stole as well.
But the one that is trending, this one's because they have declared for the coalition.
For the coalition.
That's why.
Even the one that is happening, that one that is trending now, you left Kwam 1 and you are prosecuting Kwam 2.
We'll get to that.
Eh?
We'll get to
Is
that.
that
We'll
not
get to
an
that,
embarrassment
Barrister.
on his own?
We'll get to that. It's
Because
also,
you have a
it's
godfather.
also in the dailies. We'll get to that. Okay, so still from the Punch newspaper, World Bank approves fresh 12.98 trillion naira loans to Nigeria in 2 years. Federal government generates 5.21 trillion naira from oil sales in H1. That's FG generates 5.21 trillion naira from oil sales in H1. IG extends tinted glass permit enforcement to October 2. Government warns 3,598 workers of dismissal. Orders fresh verification. That's for civil servants that missed the other verification. Okay. Customs intercept 10 billion naira worth of arms. Expired drugs. I wonder where this one is headed. 5 face trial over 2022 Owo church terror attack. And then Ibom Air passengers remand ignites selective justice uproar. Ogun removes demolition seal as Daniel threatens Abiodun with lawsuit. All right, so basically those are the headlines there. And similar headlines on the cover page of The Guardian. Reactions to sanctions remand of unruly air passenger as FG decries rising cases. You know, those stories tie into each other there. Glitches, extortion as police insist on new tinted permit, shift deadline. All right, so gentlemen, let's talk about the woman, the young lady who was Kwamtu, who was dragged off.
Are you aware of what is called Kwamtu?
I think
you just mentioned it now.
You told me yourself.
Okay.
You even told me the things you saw.
Oh,
That
okay,
that
Dele told you.
even
no, how could I have been the one? I was not the one that told you.
Barrister, are you aware
Well,
that we're
let's-
on national TV?
I said, what did I say wrong here? I said you told me what you saw with the Dele Fanimo now.
Let's
Okay.
You know, I
let
don't
us
like looking
have,
at certain things.
We have different videos, you know, that have been trending since yesterday. If the producer has the video, not the other one, not the one with the lady being dragged out of the plane. That's everywhere on social media. Okay.
Okay.
So we get
This
the other
one you want to show
videos.
us is not in social
Let them
media.
show us everything now so that we can know the analysis where we can start from. Abi?
Barrister, analyze from what you
And I like for the other one.
No, the thing is that reactions, you know, are trailing.
So now she was
people
taken
say-
to Kirikiri.
Yes.
She's been
But
remanded.
the
And some
dispatch,
people are
I was
saying that
wondering,
it's
I
not
was
like
telling
selective
Chukuma,
justice.
I said, when did this thing happen? And when was
fast.
he taken to court? And then suddenly
Immediately.
he slept in
It
the
happened
prison.
on Sunday now.
It happened on Sunday.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
You
So
can
the
take
video
her to a
trended
magistrate.
yesterday.
A magistrate in
They
15
can
minutes. A
call up,
magistrate will
Not,
Not-
they
anywhere.
didn't even give her option of bail.
No. They wanted to deal with her.
So now some people are saying that is
It
in
is
fact
selective
P2B
justice.
has said that it's selective justice.
It is.
So that is what I want us to interrogate.
Because
Barrister,
let's bring everything to the fore. Some months back, it was Adams Oshomole
Yes.
preventing passengers from
boarding.
Yes, because he said the flight, they changed the price and all of that, and all of that. You know, that story basically was swept under the rug after a while.
Of course.
Was it?
Yes, it
Yes,
was.
no, nothing
It was
came out of
okay.
it. Nothing came out
Swept
of it.
under, and then Kwamwan, who stood now. Which one is more life-threatening to
It is-
passengers
it is-
and?
It is that of
I think it's that of
Kwamwan.
Kwamwan.
Kwamwan, yes.
Yes.
No, I
Because
beg
in
to
Kwamwan's
disagree.
case-
In what way?
In Kwamwan's case, he stood in front of the plane.
Ah.
If the engine had sucked him in, it would have killed him,
Abi?
and then it would have affected the plane, which in turn would have affected the passengers on board.
No. The plane hadn't taken off.
It hasn't
It
taken
was-
off.
No, it was
That
about
couldn't
to.
have been a
It was
crash.
about to.
There couldn't have been a crash. There would
There
just-
couldn't have been
Not
No,
a
but
crash, but what if you get
No.
sucked into the engine and then there's an explosion of the engine?
Look,
No,
The engine
that
explodes.
will not explode the engine.
hold on. No,
It
no,
was
no.
still on ground. There's fire service everywhere.
Hold on.
Now, the difference is that
In this
Kwamwan-
girl's case, other passengers had left the plane before the drama started.
Good. Let's start from Oshomole. Oshomole prevented people from boarding. And after a while, it was resolved. Kwamwan wanted to, K1, the ultimate, wanted to commit suicide. In this
And,
girl's case, People
didn't
had
say he wanted to
disembarked.
commit suicide.
No, he wanted to stop the plane from
He
taking.
didn't-
Is that not
Ah,
committing
Is
suicide?
that not suicidal?
Suicide now. It's
What
not
was
committing
his
suicide.
intention?
You know, he
His
wanted to commit
intention was
suicide.
not to commit suicide. His intention was to prove
stop-
Okay, his
Yeah.
that
intention,
this
his
plane
intention
would
was.
not, would
to
not
stop
leave
the
without.
But you know
What
the
is it?
consequence.
When he did like this, what did he mean?
That's the consequence, but that was not his intention.
Okay, that is. But then, this other girl, Oshomole didn't assault anybody.
Comfort.
Kwamwa didn't assault anybody.
Uncomfortable.
No, but one spilled water on the pilot, according to reports.
Spilled water on
No,
the
I
pilot.
We didn't see that.
Water
I didn't
moved
see
the-
that.
well,
I didn't see that.
but
I
that's
didn't
part
see
of
that
the
part because I
report.
don't. At what point did
Well,
he
he
spill
spilled
water
the content. He spilled the content
on the
of-
aircraft or on the pilot?
on the pilot.
Okay, now that's the video. That's the video of the girl. This girl assaulted in a row more than 6 people.
Yes.
Assault. Barrister, you're a lawyer. What is the penalty for assault?
You're asking me.
Yes, you are a lawyer. Tell us.
Eh.
Is it actionable? Is assault actionable?
Hold on. It is left for you to prove the case of assault because
But it's
self-
not
self-
a question of
self-
proving
listen,
it. It's not a question
What
of
is
What
the
is there?
statutory
It's what
law?
you're able to prove in
I am
court.
coming now.
It's
You
not what
ask
is
me-
there. It's what you're able to prove in court.
Hold on. You are asking
But
me a
we
question.
have videos.
You
And we
won't
need to
even-
hear
you
also
both
she's
sides
been
of the story.
remanded.
Oh, you won't
She's
even
been
let me
charged.
answer you.
Barrister,
Listen
go
now.
ahead. Go ahead.
When you say assault and battery, it is left for you to go to court and prove it with evidence because self-defense is allowed in our law. If a man is embarking on self-defense, you can no longer call it assault.
Okay.
You can't.
Barrister, hold on. Why didn't the authorities, FAA and NACA, find it convenient, to take Oshomole to court?
Because
If they had taken him to court, what would they charge him with?
hold on now, because Oshomole, like you people normally do here in black man world, do you know whom I am? I am a
Barrister, remove that.
But
If
they
they took him to court,
they didn't.
If they eventually did,
We cannot.
what would they charge him with?
No, I cannot speculate. As long as they didn't take him to court for whatever, why will I speculate? I don't know
So
what they
based on, you're a lawyer now. If they ask you, wait now, Barrister, what
will I
were the
charge him?
issues around what happened? What will you charge him with? If they say, Barrister, look at what transpired between Oshomole and airport operators, what will you charge him with?
Mr. Okoro, it is left for the authority to look into their.
I'm not talking about that. I'm asking you as a
No,
lawyer.
I don't think since he
hold
wasn't
on.
taken to court.
Yeah, they
I
didn't
mean,
go
there
to
are other
court.
things he could have been
Let's assume
charged.
that they took him to court.
Listen, no, don't
Delaying
assume.
a flight from
don't
taking
assume.
off.
of justice.
Delaying a flight from taking off can
Obstruction of-
prevent people from getting to
There must
their
be-
businesses
Okay,
on time.
obstruction of the
that
peace.
is-
It's not.
Hold on. No. Breach of peace. Listen.
Breach of peace.
That's what I wanted to
Now,
say.
breach of peace.
Breach of peace.
It is left for you because he who alleged must prove.
Okay,
It's
breach of
not
peace.
the
Is it a bailable offense?
Why not?
Beautiful. Now, assault. Is it a bailable offense?
Why not?
So what did
At the
they give her
discretion of the
bail?
magistrate.
Of course.
So why didn't they grant her bail?
It is that's what you are talking about here. When you are acting selective justice, Mr. Okoro, selective
So you're
justice,
basically saying the same
that is the bane of your Nigerian judiciary. Selective justice. That matter
Is it okay to say it's selective justice because of her personality?
Of course,
She's
because
basically a nobody.
if she then that lady were to be the wife of a governor, will you do that? Be sincere to yourself. Will you do that?
No, Barrister, I beg to disagree.
What, in what way?
In my layman's understanding of the principles of the law, my opinion is that this girl in a row assaulted more than.
It is a bailable offence. Don't go far.
Nobody's arguing that.
Now, my question is, the question I'm asking you, why didn't they take Oshomole or Kwanwan to court?
Because look, they felt that he's a big man. That's
So
what
if they had taken her
So,
to court, what
which
offense
means
would
the
they
law
charge him
should
with?
not be blind to big
But they
man.
did not. They did not. So what are you
Barrister,
talking about? What is the argument
Barrister,
here?
there's a question you
Barrister,
are avoiding.
I can't avoid
If
any
they had
question.
taken Oshomole to court, what offense would they charge?
Breach of peace would have come in.
Okay.
Because she disrupted the business operations of an entity.
At the end of the day,
And what will happen?
didn't the airplane fly?
Of course it flew.
Okay.
Well, at the point of barring people
What are you
from
driving at? What are you driving at?
It's disruption now.
What are you driving at, Mr. Okoro?
What I'm driving at
Yes.
is that we have evidence that this girl assaulted people now.
Look, what we are saying
So
here
what
that
is selective in the justice?
no, because it is a bailable
selective.
offence.
It's
It is
No,
it is
no.
a bailable
You
offence.
see, I
Even
think
what Part 1 did,
the whole idea
it is
here-
actionable.
I think
The whole idea here is that the same way that case was taken to court should
other
have been
cases
the
should be
same
taken to
way
court as well.
Kwan one should have been taken to court.
Exactly.
And the same
Okay, look
way
at the Oshiomhole look
Oshiomhole
at-
would have been taken to court.
All other cases should have been taken to
All
court.
other cases should have been taken to court.
Exactly. If it's not selective.
Now, if you now get to court, the court is as its discretion to determine to give you bail, even on self-recognition.
And personally, I think the punishment of a lifetime ban is a little
it's
too harsh.
too harsh.
It's too harsh.
I'm
It's
sure
too harsh.
they will
If
review
this
it.
person,
It cannot be sustained.
The guy can
Okay,
go to
look,
court.
let
In fact,
us
that
examine.
matter- that matter
Let us
should go to
examine
court.
comprehensively what happened. If the altercation between the Ibom cabin crew and the girl had ended
Also,
at the point, they brought her
down.
down, do you think they would have charged her to court?
Yes, they would have.
On what grounds?
They would have. They would have charged that to
Okay,
court.
look at the Oshiomhole incident. It's on the
She
screen.
disobeyed the flight rule
Oshiomhole was not even in the tarmac.
She can also sue. I think she should also
for the
sue.
assault because they assaulted her.
If you watch that video,
Uh-huh.
someone intentionally pulled her blouse up. The men that were trying to get her off the plane were not the ones. I mean, they held her hands together and her feet as well. So someone pulled her top up to intentionally embarrass her.
No,
so that I think she should sue for.
that happened in the way of a fight. They were trying to
In the way of a
Yes,
fight,
yes,
where
in the
her
way
hands
of a
were,
fight.
where her hands were
Yes, she's
restricted
been
already.
overpowered because she had become rude.
Her hands were restricted already. So how was that in the way of a fight?
No, it was in the way of a fight.
No,
she had
no,
hit somebody, she
no,
had slapped
no,
somebody, she had tried to
listen.
And
hit somebody.
then she had been overpowered.
What she was
Overpowered, yes.
wearing.
So
what
why then embarrass her?
Embarrass her how?
By-
They were trying to
by
take her out
revealing-
of the
by
aircraft. It
revealing
was a mere
her
accident.
body.
It
what
was
she
not
was
an accident.
wearing. What she
That
was
doesn't seem
wearing.
like
It was an accident. Why would she slap someone?
I didn't see a part of that video that showed that.
There was a hand. There was a hand. That
Somebody
wasn't part
pulled
of
up her
that of
blouse.
the men.
I didn't see that.
No, there was.
We need to watch that.
There was.
There was a
There
hand.
was. There was
That-
A hand that pulled the
Yes.
blouse.
Yes, there was a hand.
And it wasn't part of the men.
No, it was a man's.
No, it wasn't a man's hand.
Let's
No, it was
review
not a man's hand.
Let's review it.
There was not
But
a-
all that
review
happened,
I don't want us to
all
review
that happened
Let's not
in the
review
way of
that.
the fight. That's why I say it.
No.
She-
From
because they needed to
the
reach
point,
her.
the mammary gland dangled out. Who was holding that particular blouse? Was it a man or a woman?
It was a different hand.
It was a different
And
hand.
nobody can saw the hand. Then it's the hand of God.
See, there is nothing. I'm not sure there's anything anybody can say to explain away. That girl was uncouth, badly behaved, no matter the level of provocation. I think she took it too
But
far.
Could
the
it be,
customer,
well,
the
let-
customer
it's-
is always right in any business.
It's
So
good to say-
the customer
it's
would
good to
have.
say-
I mean,
That mantra has
the
changed.
person would have allowed that customer to pull the
customer
fire
is always
extinguisher
right to-
and then smash it on somebody's head.
No, it
Oh,
was
I didn't see
because
that part too.
She was threatened.
I didn't see that part. I
No,
didn't see her
She was threatened. She
carry
was threatened.
extinguisher. I didn't see her carry extinguisher.
No, she didn't
No,
carry.
but
She
that's the story.
attempted
She
to
attempted
to
to- that's the-
that's the story.
unlatch
That's the
it.
story.
I didn't see that. I don't know if you did.
Look,
That-
in
that's
I
the
didn't
story.
see
Okay,
that.
so did you see the point? Did you see the point where she was asked to put off her phone?
I didn't see that part.
There was,
Eh,
there was
but
something
you
like
believed
that.
it.
There was not. There was
believed
something
it.
like that. Was even the genesis of the matter. The
So
girl
let's start
felt-
from there.
The girl felt that.
And even
she's
the action
too
of
big.
the lady
And she's
is
too big.
premeditated because she was not sitting on the back row. She ought to have disembarked, but she waited till the last passenger
I
disembarked.
think she was prevented.
I think she was waiting.
No, she was not prevented.
at some point. She was prevented from getting off the plane at some point. There are different videos that
and
have
different stories.
popped up. There was one she recorded herself where she placed the phone somewhere and said, "Look,
Look at what
I've been
is
trying to get off the plane, but the air hostess is preventing me."
That's it. That's
There was
that's false imprisonment.
No, there
Actionable
will be a
in law.
reason for that.
No, there
would have
was
been
no
a
reason.
for that.
There is no reason. No reason. You can't
Barrister
do
says
that.
that's
You have
actionable.
no reason. Yes,
False-
you
false
can't do
detention.
that. You can't.
False
Yes.
imprisonment.
Exactly. You can't do that. For a passenger who boarded your aircraft.
I like law.
A passenger who boarded your aircraft.
The law is the law is
You can't. It's not for you. It's not for you to put him under forced imprisonment. It's not for you. It can't happen. There is no excuse for that.
But would it have been better if they let her loose and decide
which lose? You see a madman. Hold on.
Because yes, they have become
madness.
It is action that brings reaction. Look, all of us have our own threshold when it comes to endurance level.
Now, talking about that, there was another video that also trended where she was in the bus. I think that was the bus that transported her to Kirikiri and the rest. And that video was on mute. Somebody said something that triggered her again, and she threw a kick, got into another fight. And the question I've been asking is, why was that video on mute? Why did they mute that video before putting it out? Meaning, there's something somebody said.
I like the fact that you said something somebody said.
If we have that video,
you are right to swing your arm, stops where my nose starts. If the person has said something, to provoke her, the appropriate thing to do was to have replied in words and not to take a kick at the person.
Okay.
No. Listen, Mr. Ogoro, I told you here that people have their way of responding to insult.
Okay.
Not everybody have this verbal.
So is it permissible in law that if I say, barrister, you are stupid, is it permissible for you to poke into my eyes, your hands into my eyes, because I say, barrister, you are stupid?
I can only reply that you are stupid.
Beautiful.
So why don't you use your fist to answer?
That's why I said that we are different.
And that difference as punishment.
We are different.
If at that point that Moses said the video was on mute, the mic was on mute, or the sound was on mute, and somebody said something, instead of her to respond, she now threw a kick with her leg at that person. Is it proper?
You see this thing you are saying here. I'm sure by the time this matter gets to court, you will discover that airline is going to pay compensation. In fact,
if they don't have a good lawyer. That's if they don't have a good lawyer.
Well, is there anybody who's not a good lawyer? It's a question
so
of
why would they pay compensation?
Evidence.
The airline has.
So you have already passed judgment that the airline is at fault.
It's a question of evidence.
No.
From what we are seeing here, that airline erred. When you come to standard operational procedure, they erred.
How?
in the way they handled that lady. I think for a
okay,
lady,
so the girl,
the scuffle shouldn't have ensued in the
Okay, now
that's the video I was talking about.
Okay,
now
look at her dragging.
Before, I would like for this video to start afresh. Let's start this video again. Now, okay, now somebody moved in. She was just here, agreed, of course, because they bundled her into the bus. And they were talking. Now, while they were speaking, somebody said something that got her upset, and she threw a kick. Okay, and then she did this one. I don't know why she did this one.
You understand.
And they were obviously filming,
Look,
because it seemed like they just intended
whatever tantrum, whatever
trigger her the more.
Mr. Moses,
And she obviously didn't have control of her emotions.
Good. At that point, whatever tantrum she's throwing at anybody, you caused it. Because already emotionally, she had been traumatized.
So why couldn't she? You expect someone to control himself, but you don't expect her to control herself.
No, she's the victim here.
She has received emotional damage.
If you find yourself in this situation, would you have reacted this way?
Why should I?
That's
why I told you we are all different.
So there is no justification for that.
No. As a lady, you shouldn't have embarrassed her and exposed her to that level.
When you go, you are a lawyer. In the law court, will you say because she's a lady, she's exempted from certain action?
Look at the embarrassment she suffered, the trauma, exposing her dignity. Is that not enough?
But you are not looking at the build-up to that.
Why did she
embarrassment?
She slapped a lady. She slapped a fellow lady.
Hold on. All those things.
Not just slapped alone. Kicked.
Hold on. Those things does not add up. If you consider the level of indignity she suffered.
Before that indignity, she has started.
She had slapped a lady. She has also.
The slap went 2 ways.
No. That lady never retaliated.
Yes, the lady said, you slapped me.
Hold on. What happened?
And when she was saying you slapped me, she kicked her again
from the rear.
Yes. Really? That is your own.
No, that was what
we saw.
Okay,
that's what we saw. That was okay.
Hold on now. As a passenger in your, she is patronizing you.
Yes.
Then
do you need to go to that route in order to embarrass her by exposing her and all that.
Okay.
This thing should have, hold on now, you would have allowed her to get down, then take her to the arrival hall where things can be sorted out.
Beautiful,
Eh.
beautiful. Barrister,
In fact, rather
Barrister,
than even drag her out of the plane, if they had cuffed her right there in the plane, they would have avoided all of that drama.
Barrister, let's look at the let's look at the customer angle. I own a filling station. You come into my filling station. Now you want to light your cigar. Wait now, which one is?
Nobody will do that now.
Oh, nobody will do that. But when they say put off your phone, you refuse to put it off.
Now you can't use that as a comparison.
Beautiful. No, you said something that led me to
What happened in that aircraft? How did it endanger anybody?
Before
Kwan
attempted to stop that aircraft, who would have even imagined that anybody in his right senses will come and stop a moving aircraft?
And that's why they say you go to Arrow, let them check him out. Or Yaba left.
The two of them should go to Arrow. That lady should also go to Arrow.
So that lady's one has already been confirmed.
It has been confirmed.
That what? That she has a mental case. Eh?
You said that.
The two of them should be checked out.
Yes, go ahead.
All right then. Well, there is some Nigerian who gave an analysis of the rules that guide aviation activities. Let's have that one come up.
I do not condone Ms. Comfort Emerson's assault on the bomb air crew, but condemning her actions must not mean ignoring the wrongs done to her. If she must face consequences, so should everyone else involved. You know, a lot of people are quoting aviation laws, saying the pilot has the right to restrain a passenger, and you know what? That is true. But we need to be very clear about what that actually means. In aviation, there's something called in-flight actions. These are decisions and measures taken while the aircraft is airborne. The moment you're in the air, everyone's primary duty is safety. If a passenger becomes unruly in flight, the captain has the authority to order restraint. In fact, in flight, even other passengers have the right to help restrain someone if there is a threat to life or safety. That is because we are in a closed metal tube thousands of feet above ground level, so everybody's behavior can endanger hundreds of lives. But that is very different from ground action. Once the aircraft has landed and the doors are open or ready to open, the threat dynamics changes completely. You're no longer in the sky. The environment is controlled. There are ground security teams, police units, and aviation security officers trained and legally empowered to handle conflict. So, in a ground situation, the professional thing to do is to deplane the individual, which is my point. That is exactly what she wanted to do, and then hand them over to the airport security. You let those who are trained, authorized, and insured to handle the situation from there. So when the cabin crew continue to restrain or block a passenger after landing, they move into a legal gray area, because at that point, it's no longer purely about in-flight safety. It's about control on the ground, which belongs to the security agencies. And that is why I have an issue with how Comfort's situation was handled. I understand the crew wanted to wait for security, but physically preventing her from leaving after landing when the airport is full of checkpoints and officers was not the only option. It also risks escalation in that situation, which was unnecessary, and that's exactly what happened. So yes, the pilot authority is real, but in-flight actions and ground actions are not the same. In the air, safety comes first. On the ground, protocol and legality must take over. And when that line is crossed, even unintentionally, you create...
All right, there you go. That's a Nigerian TikToker giving her own analysis, and I think there's a lot of sense in there, in what she said. The plane was already on ground. That's a different control area, So, well, anyway, we'll move away from that story as we keep our eyes on it and see how things turn out.
Is it true that alcohol is not served in an aircraft?
No, it is.
Alcohol
is served now.
On a long flight, most of my flights outside this country, I've always drank whiskey.
I know that those in first class.
I've never experienced
local flights.
When you
alcohol is served, but the quantity.
If you see those in first class,
yes. I used to fly from.
If you see those in first class, you think that they are in their parlor, in their sitting room, in an aircraft, first class. They serve them, they just relax. Their seats are different from that of economy and all that.
Yes. Barrister, but the quantity is it's measured.
Controlled.
Yes. Now,
Not in all airlines.
the only people allowed to bring alcohol on board are the crew. They are the ones allowed to bring drinks and water and everything other thing on board, not the passenger. For the passenger, it shouldn't go beyond 100 ml.
Okay. But somebody may take one and then ask for more. It has happened. I've seen it.
No, you can
Uh-huh.
take
You are liberty to ask for more, and I do.
You are not
Sometimes
allowed
when
to
I want
board.
to sleep, I load myself with whiskey.
And
You
when
are
you
not
don't
allowed
buy-
to board.
And what
In
we
your
did-
own
but you
case-
can buy
in your own case, we
in flight.
understand. You are the son of Bacchus, so your drinking alcohol is not a problem to you.
But-
Barrister, so
Barrister,
what's the point you're driving at?
Sorry?
What's the
He
point
just
you're
told
driving
us that when he wants to sleep,
No, it's not about him. It's
alcohol
not about
being
him.
on
The
board.
alcohol.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, because they are making a very big issue out of alcohol on board, as if it
No,
has
you
never-
don't board with it.
You
Don't as
don't
a
board with
passenger,
it.
you don't board with
hold
it.
on now, hold on. The way it was asked for and the response, is that not what is causing the problem?
Who asked for?
The man
No, he's
felt
talking
that
about, Kwan Wan.
the man felt that he is so big that these people ought to understand whom I am. That
But the
I'm
man
at
has
least-
No, but
also
one
said-
said it wasn't
He
alcohol.
also
that
said
he
it's not- it
needs to
wasn't
be taking
alcohol in
water
the bottle.
every moment.
Look, when people are telling you lies, don't run with them, please. The man that he poured it on discovered it was an alcohol. Water and alcohol, they don't smell the same way now. Which water will you put inside a flask? Can't you carry bottled water?
It's flavored water.
Why can't you carry bottled water? We'll be seeing it now that this thing is bottled water. Why inside your flask?
All right, then.
Which
Okay.
water are you putting inside flask? We don't even know what other things were added into that thing.
Okay, well, we'll wait until that one is taken to court, and then we'll know exactly
Which one is going to court?
the
Kwan Wan
issue.
Kwan Wan is going to court.
If the airline operators decide,
I just hope that Barrister is not laying a good case for himself, because it's likely to be Kwan 3.
Look, this is very well. Look, there are things that can never happen.
but
The lady they want to prosecute.
on a different note, I think because there was another issue of a woman that also prevented a plane from flying because she felt her luggage wasn't on board. The same Ibom Air, and that was flying from Akwa Ibom to Lagos.
Yes.
And people missed that flight because the plane did not, it didn't go. So I think we should be careful, especially those of influence, people of influence, our leaders. They should be careful with their actions, because the actions, people are watching them. When they do some of these things, trying to prove their rights and all of that, other people that are watching might follow suit and do theirs the wrong way. We've seen Adams Oshomole, we've seen Kwan Wan. Now it is comfort. Unfortunately so. And the other women too. So, and they are following a pattern, which is, quite unfortunate. So our leaders, elders, anyone who is of influence should be careful in their actions, because people will follow, whatever they see them do.
The chief culprit here are your so-called leaders. They violate our laws with impunity. Our leaders, they are the culprits here. They are the ones showing the way. They are the ones destroying every institution, every of our laws. They are the chief culprits. Let us call a spade here. Because if they didn't do it, lesser being will not follow suit. Like this thing that happened with Kwan 1 and Kwan 2 now, look at it.
All right then. Okay.
Look at what is going on.
Kwan 1, Kwan 2,
A
Kwan 3.
very bad example.
Okay,
that people are now
let's go
talking.
to the issue of another woman who's been in the eye of the storm, and I'm talking about Rai, Rita, Ushi, Ugwamaye,
The NYSC.
Rai, yeah, Rai for short. There's this headline here on the cover page of The Guardian. It says, NYSC versus Rai, vengeful act, says LP, as lawyer threatens lawsuit. Now, we understand that in her own case, she was the certificate wasn't presented to her. Her service was extended by 2 months, and all of it has been hinged on the fact that she missed out on some biometric verification. Wow.
Should that be a problem? Hold on. Must we always think that government didn't get it right, or because somebody criticized the government, therefore they will not take it out on anybody that they want to discipline? That
Okay,
is not fair.
let's see if we can take some of the story here. The story here reads: the Labour Party has accused President Bola Tinubu's administration of sliding into authoritarianism over the National Youth Service Corps refusal to release the discharge certificate of Ushi Rita Ugwamaye, popularly known as Raye. The party claimed the move was a vengeful act triggered by Raye's viral criticism of government handling of the corps members' welfare and the rising cost of living. Now, human rights lawyer Inibehi Efyong threatened legal action against NYSC, accusing it of persecution by extending Ugwamaye's service year. And then, he's quoted as saying that I am going to write to the Director General of the NYSC in the coming hours to put these facts officially before them, Efyong said in an interview. All right, so that's basically it.
I disagree. I totally disagree.
So NYSC official said that she missed her mandatory April 2025 biometric clearance, but the Labour Party insists that independent findings showed she was present at the LGI office with full documentation and was turned away. So you see, that's a different report. We had this conversation yesterday.
Let us interrogate this improperly. Was she the only person that is that was deferred?
I think there were about 131 of them.
31 of them, good.
For different offences.
Good. Let us go back to those 130 and ask them individually what happened to them. And why are those 130 not complaining? It has to be her alone.
No, the point here is from this report now is that she was singled out. When she went to submit her documents, her clearance, she was turned back. So apparently they are holding it, according to the Guardian report, so apparently NYSC is holding it against her that because she didn't do biometric, she didn't submit her clearance for the month of April, that she defaulted. So there has to be an extension.
Good.
But the report we just read says that she brought her documents and she was turned back.
It is the word that gets out of NYSC.
That's our own version of the story.
Of the story.
Of course,
Yeah,
different.
We will not be too sure.
I won't even rely on that. I won't, because if she was doing
No, but if you rely
then
on,
she should have raised the alarm
at that point,
and not wait until
and
now.
not wait until
exactly.
she should have raised the alarm. She should have anticipated. Look, this is what they want to use in
Given the antecedent of
what transpired
during that period.
Then, two, I don't believe that Tinubu have a hand in this. You know, some overzealous government officials, they want to please the master and order, and they now go overboard to do things that are unbecoming.
And nobody has said he has a hand in it.
But Labour Party, look at what they are. This is what the
Labour Party has been the opposition.
I mean, they can lash on anything. They can lash on anybody in this particular case.
No, even if the president is not directly involved, there are insinuations that people who are connected, the president might not
in this
be aware.
administration.
You know, people that are connected in this administration, people that have tried to leash Nigerians, people that have tried to
that's what we are
lock down
overzealous
officials, operations, and all of that might have a hand in what is happening.
Overzealous
so that they will teach her a lesson. Let's teach this girl a lesson so that others will learn from her.
But look, this is not the way to do it. That's why whenever you want to do this, apply wisdom and intelligence so that it will not backfire. That's what we are saying here. Apply wisdom and intelligence so that it will not backfire. It is now the word of her word against that of NYSC. That's the truth. If it is now discovered that yes, she defaulted, then what happens? All this brouhaha will come to naught. After all, it's just 2 months. What is 2 months when you have spent almost 4 years or 4+ in the university? Yeah, it shouldn't generate any issue.
The question now is, after the 2 months, are you sure that they will let her go?
Why not?
They will let her go.
Why? That means they are
because if they are out to punish her, they will just
no. That
will be related
because already this thing is in the public domain now.
Manufactured against her now will be belated.
Exactly.
You know how these things happen.
No, hold on. This thing
But
is
she
in the
also
public
needs to
domain
be
now.
careful.
She
In
needs to be
next
careful.
2 months that
She
she has
needs to be
to
careful. That's what I'm
stay.
saying.
Be-
Because
she
we
needs to
will
be
find
careful.
something.
This thing is
I
in the
think
public
she
domain.
has done the 2 months already.
I don't think
I don't think
I think she has done the 2 months already. It's now time for her to collect her certificate.
Okay.
And now they are delaying the certificate. She has done the 2 months extension already. It's been extended.
Okay.
Her service
So
has
what
been
was the
extended.
reason for the delay now?
Biometric, whatever, is the reason for the delay.
She needed to do biometrics that will be fed
if she
into the
didn't do it,
certificate.
her certificate,
Exactly.
yes.
And she didn't do it.
She didn't.
That's what
she,
that's
she,
the accusation.
All
that
she
she
did-
did.
she didn't do
So
it
but
at
now-
the time she ought to do
Listen,
it.
But now-
listen, all she needed to do whenever she's going now, let her go with
Showore?
evidence. No, must it be Showore? Any other, even a lawyer. Her lawyer can go with her to observe what is going on there.
Now she's in the eye of the storm.
Of course.
she-
That's
she-
how to, yes.
Probably would have made a video at the point, oh, look, okay, I'm here to do my biometric. And
And another thing, this is an opportunity for the girl to get into the Alota community.
Abi?
Yes, and all of that.
They are exposing
And
her,
become
they
a
are making her
celebrity.
popular.
They are making her popular.
Popular.
They are making her
Yeah,
popular.
that's why I told you, don't do all
I'm
these
trying to recall a case that someone had with issue with NYSC, and it took the person more than 5 years to collect his certificate. When they want, see,
No, I think
government
it
is
was,
a Leviathan.
even-
When
even
the government
wearing
wants
of-
to deal with
Even
it,
that
they'll
of
find a way.
allowed
the wearing
to
of
use the
hijab.
bag sees his certificate. You sure I learned so.
In-
I don't know how
All
to.
right.
And the refusal of that lady to wear trouser, and then the issue of hijab instead of
All
the
of
cap.
that, you know, so
Oh, well, there's a whole lot more to talk about. World Bank approves 462 billion naira for 1.3 million IDPs, others in northern Nigeria. Says local government unable to fully address ongoing challenges to channel resources to providing essential services, economic opportunities. Projects expected to benefit up to 7.4 million people. All of these stories and more in the dailies today. We will dissect them in the course of the day on other programs right here on VOP television. But sports comes up after this. It's time for us to say bye-bye. Sports is up next at 11 o'clock. We must say a very big thank you to Barrister Darlington Agomo. Big thanks also to Daily Fanimo. And yes, that's it on the show. Chukuma.
yes, I'll return here by 6 o'clock with Dele Fanimo, and we are going to talk about the allegation by the opposition that the ruling party is using EFCC to hound them.
Okay,
Done.
okay. Promises to be interesting.
Must we borrow money for everything, Moses?
Barrister, we are borrowing. We are borrowing and we are giving out 1 billion, and we are borrowing more. It is well. But that's it on the show. I'm Moses Humphrey. Bye for now.